Right guys, Mark Crossfield here, TaylorMade Rsi2. The Rsi2 iron from TaylorMade. This club is slots o'clock. It's got slots, it's the 2, there's a 1 out as well. We've got a slot almost everywhere you could put a slot on this club. TaylorMade are talking about user friendliness across the face, kind of this way and this way. So we've got Titleist Pro V1X balls, my gaming ball. We've got the GC2 and the HMT. That's why you're going to see the dots on this club, because that is going to read the club and the strike into impact, so we can show you a bit of data how it hits a bit across the face as well. So let's have a look at the TaylorMade Rsi2 iron and see what it's all about. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, TaylorMade Rsi2 iron. We get the slot on the bottom, which we've seen in predecessors from TaylorMade, SLDR irons and so on, and rocket blades and balls and all the rest of it. We then get 2 additional slots now, 1 in the toe, 1 in the heel. So slots on the bottom, slots each side. So TaylorMade are saying that this is going to make the face friendlier on MisHits. They're really going kind of for the MisHit idea rather than just distance, distance, distance. It's still in there a bit for them, but it's a lot more about if you're hitting across the face, how this club's going to perform. So we know, or hopefully you know, if you're not in the middle of the club, you move away from the middle, you're going to lose performance. These slots are there to try and make sure you don't lose too much performance, which we'll test. Looking at the club, it's a chromey finish, little bit of offset. This has a medium top line to it. The 1 is chunkier. This has a medium sole on it as well, where the 1 is chunkier. Putting it down by the ball, it looks lovely, tiny bit of offset. The 2 black lines either side there, which are the slots, because the slots are filled in with this kind of polymer or rubber. I say polymers if I know, I mean they're just kind of a rubber feeling thing. So you won't get any, people always say, well, you get dirt in those slots. All the slots are filled in, you won't get muck caught in there, but the 2 slots either side do really frame the club on the ball up really nicely, to be honest. I quite like that. Let's give it a hit, see what it feels like. This is a 6 iron. Now this isn't as cranked as the 1, so this feels more like a 6 iron and slightly truer 6 iron loft, where the other one felt like a 5 iron because it kind of was. So this one is a little bit truer in its makeup. Let's give it a hit. Okay, I mean it feels nice. It's a slightly different acoustic to the 1. I would argue that's a slightly truer feel. This is a cast club, but then they do get forged faces on some of the lower irons. You get tungsten weightings in some of the higher irons, so the longer irons, to try and help move the CG lower and that kind of thing for launch. And then you get, I think, forged wedges with this set as well. But the one I've got here is cast, and even though that's cast, it didn't make such a massive noise as the 1. It made a slightly truer sound, which I think would appeal maybe to the slightly better player. Let's give it another hit. It does feel nice, really nice. I mean, it's an interesting one, this one, because this one does kind of play into my bracket of player. I like clubs that help me. I use very chunky clubs because I never see the reason in giving that help away. But then I always do want to go back to the slimmer looks, which I do like the look of. And I'm always scared to give that performance away, where arguably this one is really going to try and deliver both. And certainly that's what TaylorMade are saying. Anyway, one more hit and we'll look at the data. I like the tiny bit of offset, and I do like the medium top lines on this. It's a pretty decent looking club, to be honest. Look at that one, nice. Really nice, feels good. Let's look at the numbers. It's a truish flight. It doesn't look as high maybe as the 1 which I tried earlier. Let's look at the numbers and see exactly how this club is really coming out. Right guys, numbers time. TaylorMade Rsi2. So I'm looking at 177 carry with my 6 iron. That's still not too weak, to be honest. These lofts are true-ish. I mean, what is a true loft nowadays? There's no such thing really, is there? They're all slightly different. So that's not a bad, I mean, that's a pretty good distance. That's about where my kind of performance irons or my game improver irons that I use sits, 177 for the 6 iron. It's peaking out at 133 peak height, not quite as high as some other higher launching ones, or launching at 17 degrees, a fraction lower as well, which you'd expect from the makeup of this club. Let's have a look at the strikes here as well. If I show you some of the strikes, so I've hit the first strike I think I hit here, yeah, which is the higher one on the 3 that you see there, that one is dropping down to 176, where the more middly strikes are going out, well, topping out at 179. So you're getting 3 yards dispersion across my strikes there. And the reason I say that, that's what TaylorMade are trying to go for in this set. That's what they're telling us. Now, look, you can't, unless you've got a robot trying to scientifically, you'd have to hit so many shots to get exact data, dynamic loft, angle of attack, face to path, and strike, to get 2 comparisons. I haven't really got the time to hit 500 shots with each club to get the exact same data. But on that little test there, I would certainly be keen on the fact that from a slight mishit, because you can see that it's only slightly out of toe and toppy, it's only dropping back for 3 yards. That's what this club is trying to do. And I mean, I would say from that little test, it's not really a test, I haven't got my white coat on for this one, there's more scientific ways of doing that, robot needed, it's only 3 yards. Now look, if you're hitting the face all over that club, I'd imagine you would see not as tight as dispersion, because my strike pattern there is quite tight. So it isn't going to help you maybe as much as you want from your mishits. If you're mishitting it that far, get a lesson and get those mishits tighter. But if you are buttoning it around the middle, but just missing a couple of grooves and a few millimeters each side, that's pretty good numbers, to be honest. That's performing quite well to what TaylorMade say those slots of clock are going to do. Interesting one there, guys. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. It's a decent looking iron. It fits in that kind of I want help but I want a better looking club iron, which is that kind of bracket of club that every manufacturer makes for now. It's just interesting with the slots on either side. Definitely helping me a little bit there. Is it the slots though? Don't know. You decide. Post comments down below. Love to hear. Thanks for watching and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Right guys, Mark Crossfield here, TaylorMade Rsi2. The Rsi2 iron from TaylorMade. This club is slots o'clock. It's got slots, it's the 2, there's a 1 out as well. We've got a slot almost everywhere you could put a slot on this club. TaylorMade are talking about user friendliness across the face, kind of this way and this way. So we've got Titleist Pro V1X balls, my gaming ball. We've got the GC2 and the HMT. That's why you're going to see the dots on this club, because that is going to read the club and the strike into impact, so we can show you a bit of data how it hits a bit across the face as well. So let's have a look at the TaylorMade Rsi2 iron and see what it's all about. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, TaylorMade Rsi2 iron. We get the slot on the bottom, which we've seen in predecessors from TaylorMade, SLDR irons and so on, and rocket blades and balls and all the rest of it. We then get 2 additional slots now, 1 in the toe, 1 in the heel. So slots on the bottom, slots each side. So TaylorMade are saying that this is going to make the face friendlier on miss hits. They're really going kind of for the miss hit idea rather than just distance